vitamin C. So let me clear this up a little bit, okay? First of all, when the cell, it's all about the cell. Vitamin C doesn't just matter floating around in the blood. It has to get into a cell where it does the work. When the vitamin C molecule meets the cell, right? At the juncture between the vitamin C and the cell doesn't know whether that vitamin C came from an asparagus or came from a supplement, or it came from an orange or a berry, or it came from something you got at the vitamin store. All it sees is the shape of the ascorbic acid molecule. So anybody out there telling you that food-based vitamin C is better than ascorbic acid is a flat-out ignoramus, a biochemical ignoramus. However, hang on, let me finish, bro. Let me finish, okay? However, it's true that you always want to get your vitamins from food, and they are more assimilatable because of cofactors that are related to the vitamin C. So it's not the ascorbic acid that's different, it's the cofactors in the food that make the ascorbic acid more readily absorbable by the digestive tract. So when you eat a food or a food-based supplement, it goes in your digestive tract, and the cofactors with the ascorbic acid help that vitamin C, or help that ascorbic acid get into the blood more effectively. But once the ascorbic acid is in the blood, it doesn't matter whether it came from a whole food or a supplement. Once it meets the cell, the ascorbic acid, the cell has to take it in as ascorbic acid, has to take the vitamin C as ascorbic acid. So where food-based vitamin C is a superior form of vitamin C is not because it's the vitamin C, but the cofactors that are with the vitamin C in the whole food. And I'm on record as saying, I'll say it again, it's always better to take whole food supplement or whole foods than it is to take strictly supplements. But the problem is, when it comes to foods, is we don't know how much vitamin C is in our foods. We don't know how much selenium is in our foods. We don't know how much of anything is in our foods. It's a crapshoot, and the only way to guarantee is by using a supplement. But when it comes to whole food supplements, as opposed to whole foods are always going to be your best. But when it comes to whole food supplements, here's the problem. You don't get the same kind of quantities of nutrients. So you're never going to get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in a whole food supplement. Yes, you may get a little more absorbed, but you're still not going to get the same potency. And given the ridiculous price and cost of whole food supplements, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. If you want to use a whole food supplement, eat a whole food. That's really the best way to do it. Other than that, anybody telling you, and for you guys writing me letters, some gal wrote me a letter, I'm so disappointed because the Beyond Tangy Tangerine has ascorbic acid, and I heard ascorbic acid or whole food supplements are better than ascorbic acid. Not true. The cell itself takes in ascorbic acid. It doesn't take in the whole food supplement. It has to extract the ascorbic acid out of your whole food supplement in order to absorb it. So why not just take the ascorbic acid and save your body the work of extracting it? Yes, it's true. Please understand. Yes, it's true. Whole food supplements and whole foods have cofactors that assist in the processing and absorption of the vitamin C, of the ascorbic acid. But vitamin C and ascorbic acid are synonyms. They're synonymous. They're the same thing. So vitamin C is ascorbic acid, and a cell takes in ascorbic acid, not a whole food supplement. So anybody out there telling you that a whole... yeah, you can, but did that make sense? First say yes or no. No, bros. Did that make sense what I said? And then I'll let you respond.
It does make sense.
Okay, now tell me your take on it.
Okay, now what happens if the cell only can absorb 5% of the standard ascorbic acid?
It's not going to make a difference.
20 times more.
The whole food supplement only assists in the absorption from the gut, not the absorption into the cell. Okay. Once the whole food supplement gets broken down, the vitamin C is freed, and the bioflavonoids are freed, and the carotenes are freed. They're all freed. And once this vitamin C gets to the cell, it's not connected to the whole food supplement any longer.
Okay. The question would be, what would enable that vitamin C, standard ascorbic acid, to be absorbed
more effectively? Better? Now, are you saying absorbed into the gut or absorbed into the cell?
Into the cell.
Into the cell?
Yeah.
working on the cell, working.
The cell is another thing.
The cell has an ability to absorb ascorbic acid very effectively as long as the cell is healthy. So that's not a problem. You got to make sure your cells are healthy. And as we said, all disease is cell disease. But I think what you may be referring to is the gut. See, this is an important distinction. Absorption into the gut,
right,
or absorption through the gut into the blood, and then absorption into the cell. There's two types of absorption, right? And sometimes we confuse. When we say absorption, what we really mean is, when we're talking about vitamin C anyway, is absorption through the digestive tract into the blood. From there, the body will take care of absorption into the cell. If you want to upregulate that, then work on your cells. Where we really want to work on things is absorption through the intestinal barrier into the blood. That's a very important point. In fact, I think I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. We'll start off the program with that tomorrow because that's very confusing. And I don't know who's going around saying that whole food vitamin C is somehow different from regular vitamin C, because it's not. Although, again, I got to say this again because I know somebody's going to misunderstand what I'm saying. Whole food supplements do have bioflavonoids and other substances that help with the absorption of vitamin C. And please, please, please understand, foods are always the best way to get your nutrition, not supplements. The problem is we just don't know how much of the nutrition is left in our food because of how we've trashed our soils, how we process and store and ship and preserve our foods. We don't really know what kind of nutrients are left. So it's kind of a necessary evil to have to supplement. Steve, we're just out of time.
Ben,
but I really
touch on one thing before you wrap up the show. The difference between vitamin D2 and D3.
There's significant significant differences.
And how much more of the D2 do you have to consume to equal the same amount of D3? And the same thing for K1 and K2.
There are significant differences between all of those, and I only have 30 seconds, and I can't really do it justice. But I'll tell you what, Steve, you can either call back tomorrow, or even if you don't, I'm going to start off the program talking about this because it's a very, very important subject. Again, whole foods are the best way to get your nutrients, not supplements. And again, whole food supplements have an advantage over regular supplements, but the molecule itself, the vitamin C itself, is the same. Ascorbic acid is ascorbic acid is ascorbic acid, and that's the only way a cell can utilize vitamin C is as ascorbic acid. So you save yourself a lot of money, you get a much bigger dose if you use plain old.
The experts at Web.com want to build your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've used and looked at other website designers, but there's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business today and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website, powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
Call 800-297-0154. That's 800-297-0154.
No upfront charge for site build, after which ongoing fees apply. Rights to site are relinquished when canceled. Domain included during active service, after which fees apply.
That's 800-297-0154.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800